Kalen Melville and Ahyan Zaman.
Well, it's a solid opening here going on. And black is going to castle queenside, which makes sense here. It's a little bit difficult for him to untangle on the king side.
So we got some action on board 2. So let me flip.
But there's a long way to go. Pawn f4 even there.
All right, flipping to Papa. Ashik Uzman is black against Chelsea Zhu.
Well, you know what I like about Ashik's play is I like his openings. I'm very fond. When I look at Ashik's openings, I'm looking at the opening of a player who has consciously chosen an aggressive opening style. It's very interesting. So he's one of the few players, I think with a little discipline, he could become a master quite easily, I think. And maybe he just doesn't have the time to do it.
I think
he has a thought-out approach to chess that's better than what's his rating? An A player?
Yeah, he's like pushing 2,000, like the high 1900s.
Right. It's just he probably doesn't have the time to put into chess. He's a player with talent and
he's busy
and a thought-out approach to the game.
And he moves too fast.
What?
And he moves too fast.
And he moves too well. That's
the style, right? That's I mean, is it true that if he for some people, if he chose to slow down and think, it actually might disrupt his process?
Yeah.
Or is that just an excuse?
I think that's chess doesn't work that way. Bad habit is a bad habit, and
so I could say, well, that's just my style.
Right.
It doesn't work.
I mean, I used to think smoking cigarettes helped my chest.
And drinking coffee.
So. A lot of players of my generation did.
It's been since disproven.
It's incredible how many people I see smoking during games. It was just normal. Just have a overflowing ashtray next to you.
And at the Mechanics Institute. I was about to say.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, let me flip the board.
Back to G4. Maybe the players are going to agree to a draw. I don't know.
Let's go to Ashik Uzman and Chelsea Zhu. Ashik looks up a pawn.
Oh, this is a tough position, though. I mean, yeah, it's true. Black has 2 connected pass pawns over there. Maybe that's enough. It's difficult. White's very actively placed here, but Black is ready for Bishop C5. Somehow you think this should go in Black's way for Black, but it's still a lot of complications. There's going to be some bumps in the road here.
So let's go back to board 1 because you were mentioning. Let's check here. Kalen Melville, who's black, against Ahyan Zaman, and it looks like Ahyan just got it done.
Wow, this kid is improving.
Yeah, because he's gonna. Yeah.
The knight's lost.
Knight's lost, and then
And so Black has to play Rook B8, but then Queen A5, I suppose, or some variation of that.
Yeah, he's already.
Wow, good game.
Yeah.
Ahyan is playing like a monster suddenly.
Good job. Yeah.
It's fun to see these father-son teams.
Look at this. And Ahyan Zaman. And did something happen here? Because
White's 2 pawns down?
Yeah.
That's a little distressing. I mean, to be 2 pawns down. And that's quickly played.
I have to go to the beginning, so let's take a look at that because this is somewhat surprising, right? Check.
Bogo Indian.
Okay.
52 is probably not. White's playing too slowly to get a real advantage from it. Well, Why not play knight takes c4? This is just, yeah, there's a blunder involved there.
Yeah, it probably did not see that. Queen x d4.
Well, it's hard to miss.
Yeah, I don't know.
Odd.
I mean,
so then what happened?
Yeah, I mean, this is it. We're here. Kind of did not.
But white should have played queen c2. What is e3? Is another funny looking move.
Yeah, or I
Very funny looking move.
Yeah, I don't know if there was some misclick or something, but
yeah, queen c2 looks much better to play knight takes c4 on the next move, and you're down one pawn, but you've got some pressure on the. Yeah, I mean, black could play queen d3 here, even maybe. I guess white will play rook e1, but I mean, white's struggling to get back one of his pawns, one of the 2 pawns that he's lost. Yikes! Something tells me black is much better here. Yeah.
So let's go to this game. Jonah Bush, who's trying to, as best he can, make something good out of what looked like a bad situation.
And he's done well, I think. Look at this. I mean, sacrificed another couple, we're still 2 pawns down, but at least there's some action here with the bishops and black behind in development. And so there's some chances.
It's a lot of space, too, that
a lot of space.
White has.
But you still have to make something happen. And that's what white's going to be looking to do, is to make something concrete out of this. Being 2 pawns down. But this is what white had to do. So got to give white credit for getting this far. Black has really, stuck to their guns as well. Just, believing in that extra 2 pawns.
Let me move over to look at Jonah Bush's game, because I'm curious to see if he can make something. This is an exciting game.
Yeah, it's a wonderful game. Black is just playing with 2 pieces, the queen and the rook. I mean, you can't do this forever. You're going to have to bring out these other pieces.
And the queen can swing
white
around.
Has this. What's this? The name for these 2 rooks and 2 bishops? There should be some kind of a name for it.
Where they're lined up like that?
Yeah, for some reason it looks like a wedding cake or something.
The wedding cake.
The wedding cake move.
Yeah, I like that.
Wedding cake formation, rather. I don't know what it is,
Well, these bishops are sneaky, right? Because, they move and then, the rook's barreling down.
They look like candles on the cake or something like that. I don't know.
The wedding cake. I like that. Yeah.
It's a funny little formation, and you don't see it often. So, I think that this game could, white's got all sorts of slashing diagonals and enterprising possibilities, like playing queen h4 or pawn to g4 or uncovering something with the bishops.
If you didn't see how the game got to this, I mean, you could reasonably think that this was some sort of sacrifice on purpose to get the space. When you have this much space, almost like a Benko gambit.
Well, it can be hard to tell what's a sacrifice and what's not. I've noticed it can be very difficult to tell. We'll have to take their word for it that it was a sacrifice. And who's next?
All right, so let's go to the top. Switching over to Jonah Bush and Ahyan Zaman.
How did that black rook end up on d7? I have no idea. I mean, it's the only square for 2 black minor pieces. I'm just kind of scratching my head here. I'm sure there was a reason for it, but and yet black is still hanging on. So look at this position now. I think white's probably winning now. Queen e5. Black has done. Black may have to play rook to d5 or something.
Well, look at that threat.
Bishop e6.
Bishop e6.
Maybe. No. No, bishop e6 is of course a threat. Yeah. Black is just trying to hang on to everything here. You know Kasparov would find a way to just finish Black off here. Yeah, Black's not playing with 3 of his pieces, and it's been many moves that Black's not been playing with 3 pieces.
You go rook d1 now, or?
I like calm moves like that. Rook d1. Yeah, or pawn e4, or maybe rook d1 makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, Jonah's making the most of
being 2 pawns down.
And then this AWJ94122 in the chat is, how is Black not playing with 3 of his pieces?
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
And earlier in the game, got 2 pawns pretty much for free. You would think there must have had to have been a misclick or
with
something.
The same queen and rook developed.
Yeah.
And rook d1's played. Okay. Interesting game. I mean, Black is sticking to his guns, and it's funny about positions like this. You can almost play rook d7 because your domination of the light square, of the dark squares, is so complete that Black can barely move a piece.
Yeah.
I mean, probably that's not the move. Maybe something like queen d6 or queen c7. But just the principle involves, of this total dark square domination.
So let's move over.
It's dangerous for Black to play that way, I think. Actually, that was dangerous for Black to play that way, I think. Somebody's
Hello.
Ashik.
Hey, Ashik.
Hey, well, hey Paul, how are you doing?
How's it going? I think you have to mute your Twitch if you have it on. To mute your Twitch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Okay.
Afon, why are you pulling your hair out? Let's try to figure this out here.
How does this in-game look?
7, rook d4 check, king g5, rook d8, king g6. To prevent king f7. I mean, I guess that Black is going to win with 3 pawns versus 1, versus a rook. If he has to give the rook up for the pawn.
I mean, it seemed like he had things in control, and I think he thought he would be able to queen that pawn, but then it did not end up happening. And Ashik, I'm putting your name.
Your son is doing so well in this tournament.
Yeah, somehow he has a very up and down swing, It's like a bit inconsistent. This tournament he's doing very well.
Well, that sounds like a typical chess player.
Yeah, exactly.
What Black? Okay, so Black. Black is going to play b5 here, I suppose. But then rook a2. I mean, is Black rook e1 check? And followed by rook takes d8.
Here we go. The pressure's still on.
Your son took 2 pawns in the opening and then has not developed any pieces, but it's still 2 pawns ahead. No.
He has a tendency to grab pawn.
Yeah. Still 2 pawns ahead. I mean, this is stubborn chess.
Yeah,
this is incredibly stubborn chess.
Yeah.
But so far, so good.
Yeah, if it works, it works.
If it works, it works. And you see games like that, where the one player tries to break through and just doesn't have the chops to do it, or something. So
this looks like White has enough compensation for the 2.
I thought so.
Yeah, we're thinking that.
So far, not been able to land the blow that's needed.
That's the thing.
And
something
and Black
like
is meanwhile saying, "I'm 2 pawns ahead." Ha 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 ha.
Something like Mikhail Tal style or Kasparov style something win here.
Yeah, Kasparov would break through here. I agree.
Actually, Paul said that.
Right.
If Kasparov were here, he'd find a way.
I did. And it resembles the kind of sacrifices. These kind of games resemble a lot of Kasparov tall games.
Yes.
So here's the top game on board one.
Sure.
Ahyan's
Or it should
game
be it's a book draw.
and Jonah Bush. And now Jonah's going to start launching that pawn over there.
Yeah, this is like, I mean, it's impressive. Queen takes a7 was possible. I mean, white is spurning the regaining of a pawn to play h4. I'm not sure about that. I mean, I would have been really tempted to take that pawn at a7. Maybe Ahyan should play b6 now and say, show me. It's disturbing how much pressure white has here. And the rook is useless at d8. The black rook just should move to c8 and threaten c5 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Black needs
b6,
to...
If b6, I think white could even think about playing rook takes c6. Then if bishop takes c6, queen takes d8. I don't know if it's any good, but that's one way to get a pawn back.
Yeah, it's true. But if I'm white, I want more somehow. But you're right, that may be all that white has. Queen e7.
Queen e7.
So that doesn't stop h5 at all.
Actually,
I'm not sure what it does. Black might be ready to play c5 now or something, or b6 and c5. Black's going to have to give up something back at some point.
Yeah.
Black really rich.
What about a4 bishop h3?
Right now.
Oh, yeah. You're saying a4, bishop a3?
A4 bishop a3, yeah.
Well, then the queen goes back to f7. I mean, what's black accomplishing? You know, actually, yeah, black couldn't play queen f6. I mean, black has to play h6 here probably. It's getting time for white to do something, or.
You know, I wonder if black can get an h6 and then maybe find a way to get the knight to h7 and then f6. Then you're kind of blunting that diagonal a little bit. It's not as good as that there.
Yeah, that's true. That would be awesome.
And let me flip over to board one because there's been some here.
I guess knight takes d5 would not draw. It might come close actually if black plays knight takes d5 here. Knight takes d5, king c4, maybe g3. Because if king d5, g2, and makes a queen.
Crazy.
So black should play knight takes d5. Instead, rook c6, knight f6, and
so
Elliot's showing some class here.
Hey, Ahyan, thanks for joining.
Yeah.
That was a crazy game. We were watching that.
Yeah, those double bishops.
Yeah, they're pretty
supposed to show
powerful.
how powerful they are. Yeah.
They're pretty powerful.
I underdeveloped though in the opening. I feel.
Hey, what happened to Jonah? Because it looked like he just hung a pawn in the beginning because it didn't look like two pawns.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was a misclick or something.
Oh, did I mess this up? Hold on. There we go. Okay, guys.
King, rook, and pawn. I mean, it's just the technique was incredible. Now,
instead of queen c1 check, couldn't white just have played king c5 and taken the pawn? Was there any way to defend it?
I didn't see it. I
guess he did the same thing now. He repeated moves.
Oh,
it's going there.
Black had the fortress earlier.
Isn't that it right there?
And was totally winning before that. I believe that F pawn. Yeah, black. That was this game was a real up and down struggle.
Yeah, that's
too
it.
bewildering for your poor commentators.
Hey, Manas and Manas Paldi is in the chat. Hola. And I think this may be the last game.
Wow. Hey, this feels like the chess club. We're at the chess club with